Yeah, it looks like I mean, I wish there was a lot of good news to report today. I wasn't even supposed to make a video today, but there's a lot of bad news. I was really ready for Monday Night Football in a couple days, and I still am, but there's a lot of stuff going on, not just with the offense, but with the defense and injuries and all this stuff just popped up today. And it looks like Slay is going to be out for Monday Night Football.
We better get rid because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend or trying to. The Eagles and obviously us fans are trying to get prepared for Monday Night Football, which is a big game for us. And at this point, guys, I don't know what to say. All this news just started coming out with players and what's going on, and let me just get straight into it. Okay, so it looks like Big Play Slay, Darius Slay, is going to be out for the Monday night game, getting orthoscopic surgery on his knee. He's had a knee issue for a while this year. He's played good the past couple weeks, but we'll be out a few weeks now. We won't even have Slay for a few weeks by the end of the season, so he'll be out. And this is probably something that he wants to take care of now, because if he took care of it later, then he won't be able to play in the playoffs. So he'll be back by the end of the season, but he's got to get the surgery. This is what Jason Kelsey had last offseason, but he had it in his elbow, and he was out for a few weeks, just to clean up. This is just this bone scrap or whatever's in there that he wants to kind of get out of his knee. And already this is a problem between facing DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. It's JSN. It's gonna be crazy. On top of Slay's been playing good the past couple weeks, and now he's gonna be gone. And on top of his comments that he made, yeah, I really have just had a bad taste in my mouth this week. And even Slay's played good the last couple weeks, but even like what he said in his podcast a few days ago, which I really didn't even want to make a video on it, because I was like, you know what, I'm just done saying that, the team, I played great, and the team played like shit. And I don't know, just being honest, I guess, but why these podcasts need to stop. I mean, at this point, where the Eagles are right now, everyone's got to just shut the fuck up at this point and just not say anything, to put out on social media, whether you have a podcast or not. Just shut up and just play football, and that's it. Like, that's all I'm asking, because this is just making us look so fucking weak at this point, and players are just complaining. He's been complaining every single week, and it's just, it's tiring. It's tiring. He's blocking a bunch of people on Twitter, even people, just news outlets that are just putting news out on things that he has said. He's starting to block people now. It's just like another Jalen Reagor situation at this point, where he can't even take any criticism from all the stuff that he's saying on his podcast. So, it's just been kind of a downfall at this point, especially with him, and obviously what Seth Joyner said about, his infamous video a couple weeks ago about, how he doesn't want to hit a certain way because he wants to, be around healthy for his children and all this crap. And, the last couple weeks it's just been crazy. This defense doesn't have a leader. There's nobody leading these guys. It's not our defensive coordinator. It's definitely not Big Play Slay. Okay, it's definitely not him at all. Because I don't know, leaders don't do this shit. And there's been a lot of complaining more than anything else. And not saying he threw his team under the bus this past week, but I mean, at this point, just stay off your podcast and just prove to us what you guys could do. And if you played well, that's great. But to say, oh, my team played like shit, but I played really good. Yeah, I played great. As what he said, quote unquote. It's a bad look. And now Slay being out for a few weeks. So never mind. Well, we'll keep going before I give my ultimate thoughts on it. But I didn't like that at all. Slay going to be out. It is what it is. And what are you going to put on the outside there? Who are you going to put on the outside? I guess, they're going to throw a lot of, I don't know if it's going to be I don't know. Bradley Roby, I mean, we all know they're probably going to use Eli Ricks a lot in this game, probably Josh Jobe most likely, to kind of compensate for Slade not being there. But that's not all the injuries at all. I mean, even reported, it looks like Cam Jurgens at right guard did not practice with the pec injury. Zach Cunningham is dealing with a knee. He didn't practice. Josh Sweat out for a personal reason, so I wouldn't say that's really serious. So if they end up losing, Cam Jurgens, it's definitely a loss for the at right guard. And if they lose Zach Cunningham, Jesus, we already know what it's like for him not even to be in a game at this point. I know you got Shaq Leonard here, but don't go crazy about Shaq Leonard because, he just got here. I'm not expecting Shaq Leonard to turn up. I'm not expecting really any players to turn up with this defense, to be honest with you. It's just this scheme is not allowing any of these players to really have any success. And Shaq Leonard with these Shaq Leonard, I'm hoping that, the next few games, he might not, really turn up until the end of the season because at this point, guys, don't expect the player to get here and start producing. Kevin Byard is, starting to produce a little bit, but not too much, so it's just one of those things where, everything's building up as of right now. And to be honest with you, it's just one of those things now. And now we have to watch out for Jaylen Herz. And apparently Hertz wasn't feeling well, I guess, or something. I don't know what's going on here. There's so much shit going on today. All of a sudden, Hertz, it's precautionary. He didn't practice. It's just precautionary. He will play Monday night. There's no issue with him playing Monday night at all. They just wanted to keep him away from the team, let him rest up, and whatever the case may be with that. So I'm not really worried about this too much. This could be something, really small. So that's the news on really all the injuries and what's going on as of right now. Other news that came out, which I wasn't a big fan of at all regarding this defense, that Kevin Byard literally had to persuade Sean Desai for the defense to self-scout the fucking Seahawks this week. Yes, you heard me right, okay? Kevin Byard had to literally go to Sean Desai and say, hey, we need to help you scout. We have to help our defensive coordinator to self-scout the Seattle Seahawks. And apparently this has been going on for a while. Okay? I know the players are taking ownership to get everything on track. And they're taking more ownership than these coaches because these coordinators cannot figure it out. If your players are taking over the game plan, it's not good. This is not a good look for your defense at all. Okay? Last year was the same way. Probably not for every game, but there was rumors last year where players were going up to Jonathan Gannon to tell him, hey, this is how you use me in your system. You know what I mean? So this is not a good look. None of this is offensively, defensively. This shit is not good. It is not good. This defense is a fucking mess right now. A mess. Much as our offense is a little bit of a mess, our defense is a total disaster. You have a coordinator that has no idea how to run this system even better than Jonathan Gannon last year or as good, and literally players are taking over the fucking game plan for the week on top of everything else that they need to do, and they need to practice and they need to do everything else. This is what's going on. This is where we're at right now. Okay? And finally, Avant Maddox, apparently there is some good, he's doing a lot of cardio right now. There is a good chance that Maddox could be back within the playoffs. I'm not saying first playoff game. They would have to really get to the second round for Maddox to have a big shot in coming back to this team. He's just, unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen. Maddox has been a liability the last 2 years. 4 injuries in 2 years. Pectoral injury, coming back from it. I think one of the most underrated nickel corners in the league. And unfortunately, we've missed a heartbeat with him the last couple years. I understand he came back a third time last year because we made it far to the Super Bowl and he was able to return a third time, which is, I mean, a second time, which is insane. You know what I mean? Um, it's just it's crazy. It's nuts. And with Zach McPherson being out, so that the Eagles have had issues at this position. We all know this. And Max coming back would be great, but he's just gonna come back during the playoffs, deep in the playoffs, hopefully, if that's even where we're going. Then he comes back, and then he's not used to having pads on. He's not used to playing football, period. And when you get back in a game for the first time in all year, it's going to take you a couple games. There's no time jump. You're not coming back during the regular season where you can come back for a few games before the playoffs hit. Like, you come back mid-playoffs, it's going to be tough for him to even try to look good. It's not going to be his fault, but that's only if the Eagles feel like he's ready, or, they don't want to mess up an opportunity for him to play. And then, he just doesn't look on point because he hasn't played in too long. So that's the whole reason with that. But guys, this is a fucking joke. This is a mess. This is a total mess. And I hope that they fix, I don't know. A lot of injuries to the defense. I'm not worried about the Hertz thing too much, as everyone expecting. I'm not really worried about that too much. But Slay just not playing now is just like, I get it. Get the orthoscopic surgery. I get it. You got to get it. He'd rather get it now than later. But, after speaking your shit about the team this past week against the Dallas Cowboys, and, I played great. And, it's just, we got no leader, bro. We got no leader here. I'm not saying that Slay had to play through injury, but now all of a sudden the surgery pops up. Now he wants surgery all of a sudden. Like, all week we didn't hear about fucking surgery all week. Now he wants the surgery. The Eagles aren't going to get the first seed. The Eagles aren't going to get the second seed because they have to win out. They're not winning out. They might not even win Monday night. You're missing your number one corner that played well the last couple weeks. And if he's gone, I don't think you have anything that can compensate to take his place, unless the side is more aggressive, unless we play more downhill, but not even that. But now finding out that Byard has persuaded Desai, and players have done this all year, all fucking year, to run this scheme. I don't want to hear a fucking word about this is going to be an easy game, that, we should win. I don't want to hear about any of that. I want this team to surprise me Monday night, no doubt. But this just makes it worse. This is just making it worse. This is embarrassing for our coaching staff. This is embarrassing to where we're at week 14, week 15, whatever it is. This late in the season, and players are making up your fucking game plan. It's a joke. It's a total joke. So I don't know what to say. I honestly, I don't know. I honestly have no fucking clue. And I want this team to win so badly on Monday night. And, we'll see what happens. But this isn't a good look, though. This isn't a good sign from all sides. And that's it. You guys let me know what you guys think. I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of done this week. I'm already done. I just want to watch some football and relax, and that's what I'm kind of waiting for at this point, and getting ready to hopefully not be pissed off Monday night, but who knows what's going to happen if they get their shit together. But this isn't a good sign. All this isn't. Yeah. Injuries are piling up, and I think lastly, this team is I think they're really tired. I think they're banged up. I think a lot of guys need rest. And unfortunately, because you're not going to get first seed, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get the rest that you want, unfortunately. So this team doesn't deserve a playoff game. This team deserves to go on the road and try to beat somebody at their home stadium. Could be Detroit. I don't know. But it ain't looking good. So see you guys on the next one. Peace out.